The second you're ready, I'm ready. I'll just turn my volume. Do I turn my volume up a little bit, Gary?
We'll shut up and stop talking. Yeah, we'll turn it up. Okay, mate.
Ready?
Just turn yourself up to the black line. To the black tape.
Well, on a day the heavens opened, the fields closed, and now all heads turn to this well-draining synthetic. Hello and welcome to Blacktown Water Park for the only Premier League game happening on this Saturday evening. It's Parklea versus Polonia. It's the first time we've had the opportunity of watching the great Parklea since their relegation into the second division. They are a team defined by eras, and there are many people who will be watching today who would shudder at the thought of the brute force that Parklea were some 10 years ago. They were a perilous, finals-winning machine that would do so at all costs. But times change, and Parklea are at the beginning of a new era now. An era led by an iconic player turned coach, with the majority of their squad made up of either young Parklea juniors or adopted Parklea juniors, if you like. In an extremely tight race for the top four, though, Parklea find themselves just outside of it in fifth after losing to Town Rangers last week. With no other games happening, and with everyone else having the week off, but also therefore a game in hand, a win today could put Parklea temporarily in second place if they do so by 2 goals. That's how close it is. But even just being able to see themselves back in second place on the ladder would do wonders for their confidence, especially after an incredible 2-1 win in the reserve grade game prior to this, even though some players might call that a facade. The only problem is that their opposition today is the best team in the competition, Polonia. It isn't hyperbole. I say that from the chest. Polonia are the best team in this competition. If they put it in 8 out of 10 performance, that would be better than most teams' 10 out of 10. Quick in all areas of the pitch, decisive up top, featuring 2 players who are casually and jokingly going back and forth for the Golden Boot this year. One of the only Blacktown-based clubs in history to have won a Champion of Champions title, that feat is comparably the smallest on the long list of nationally recognised accolades this proud club has. And there are so many here and overseas proud to see Polonia back performing again. It's the birthplace of Socceroo Jim Fraser, the home of countless Polish internationals of yesteryear. It's quite beautiful, in fact, to see Henryk Moiser, the professor as he's known as, a man whose face is forever enshrined in artwork on the home stadium of Jagiellonia Białystok, a 103-year-old UEFA Champions League club, no less. That's the man who's leading Polonia to glory once again. Top of both first and reserve grade despite the loss today. The only thing that could stop them now is a major drop-off in form. Funnily enough, though, the only game that they've lost this year just so happens to be at this venue against their opposition today. Yes, Parklea SFC. That's that one loss next to Polonia's name. Does that make tonight a bit more interesting? Yes, it does. It's Parklea, it's Polonia. My name is Mark DePoli. Thanks for joining us, and I hope we're in for another great game. Thanks to the referees and the teams for delaying slightly while we got our stream back in order. We are, in fact, ready to go. Let's go through the lineups. We'll start with the home team. In goal is all-star man himself, Garin Serrata, who made his debut at this venue in a match of the round midway through the 2022 season. It's a back four from left to right of Tom Palacios, Mark Bergen, formerly of Blacktown City, Brad Hoffsmith, who's just turned 18, the younger of the 2 Hoffsmith boys, and Geordie Podcast D'Alessandro. The base of the midfield is made up by, of course, Rion the Machine Walker, also an all-star himself. Zach Lawrence back to his best after an ACL tear, kept him out for 12 months. At the top of the midfield, goal of the week winner for this year, Joel Hoskin. Off to the left, Sean Foy. Off to the right, Matty Elder, who's one of their top goal scorers of the last 5 years. And, of course, the man who scored on debut 3 goals in the match of the round, Ryan Hoffsmith. For the away side, well, no Shannon Cullen as he tore his LCL, unfortunately, and is out for pretty much the entire season now. Marcus De La Fuente, the former AYL man, starts in goal. Jakob Moiser is back despite the hamstring concerns. Aidan Cox and Riley Cullen next to him as well. Adrian Laterre goes from a centre-back the last time we saw him on camera to the right wing-back. Maninder Singh, the only player to get ever 2 assists from a throw-in in 1 game, is at the left wing-back. He did so against Newbury, you might remember. In midfield, of course, it is Eden Bartolo and the recently married, congratulations, Jacob J.P. Parnell. At the top of the midfield is, of course, captain and co-coach Michael Cullen. And top of the lot, with a combined 22 goals this year between them, and so many of them have assisted by each other to each other, Emmanuel Aladabaya and Lachlan 5-goal record holder Nixon. The game has obviously already started, so thank you for tuning in. We're going to get back to the live action happening now as Parklea put their foot on the ball for the first time, as Polonia, the league leaders, look to defend what is so far a very healthy 5-point lead over Glenwood, who they play next week, by the way, in a first v second clash. That could be a lot of fun. Parklea had picked it up here. A strike from distance didn't really get too much behind it. And Marcus De La Fuente back in between the sticks after being away for the game against Newbury and back with the ball in his hands. He was very good in the reserve grade game prior to this, actually kept Polonia in it for maybe longer than they might have deserved, as Parklea were looking really, really strong throughout and finally got their winner in the late parts of the second half. Might just take a little breath. Lovely footwork there, I believe, by Bartolo. And cleared away. So in Polonia, Aiden Cox picks that up. Grand final goal scorer, of course, Jakob Moiser. The fearless centre-back he is, of course, son of Henrik, the coach. Back this goes to all-star Garin Serrata, 34 years old, still moves the best of any goalkeeper in the entire division. The standout man between the sticks, you'd have to say, considering his credentials, as Jacob Parnell in an unfamiliar high position. Has actually won a corner, says Lara Hogan, our centre referee. Thanks to Lockie Baker and to Kiana Woods for being on either side of her. As Polonia look to take this quickly, they do play it short. Comes out here to Michael Cullen, who picked up an assist for one of Lockie Nixon's goals in the match of the round last time out against Newbury in that 6-1 demolishing. Although I'll always go back to saying that it was quite a nice showing that I think Newbury gave us. Of course, led by Brad Madana, our Parklea now, who's also a reserve grade player on the bench tonight for the first grade too. Bartolo let it bounce. He then eventually wins the second ball off the second bounce. Jakob Moiser. His brother is still injured. Haven't been able to see them take the pitch for a long time on camera. Together, that is. Picked up here by Tom Palacios, the WPL coach for Parklea. Don't you forget it. So both fullbacks for Parklea have coaching experience at quite high levels. Jordi D'Alessandro has worked with the FA at times throughout his young developing career. Emmanuel Aladabaya finds the ball, bounces back to him. Of course, he picked up a poker. That's a 4-goal haul in a game against Town Rangers FC. Does he win the free kick? No, says Lara Hogan. Players going down here for Polonia. I think it was Bartolo, but they picked it up. That time it was Aladabaya who went down, and former Spurs man wins a free kick in a dangerous area when you have someone like Michael Cullen and Jacob Parnell with the ability to deliver a ball in. Got some real firepower for the bench, both of these two teams actually. And the boys from the reserve grade who have jumped up onto the first grade bench will be even more invigorated after their incredible late win. It's a bouncy night here at BFP with the Wanderers playing Sydney Olympic next door as well. As Jacob Parnell goes towards the back stick, it's been cleared away initially, although it's bouncing towards Aladabaya, and then I think that was Rion Walker who put his foot on the ball. No Aaron Thomas anymore these days for Parklea, off to Riverstone, of course, having remained in the PL1 sphere. Good footwork there by Jacob Parnell. Considered the away team, Polonia are today, as Aiden Cox bounces it back in the direction that the ball came from. Aladabaya picks it up with Mark Bergen behind him, a Parklea junior, and has spent nearly 2 decades at the club. It's whipped in towards 5-goal Lockie Nixon, of course. It'll be hard to escape that phrase for a while. And Parklea survive a couple of scares in the opening 5 minutes. Forward they come through Ryan Hoffsmith. Might remind you, a hat-trick on Match of the Round debut when he was just an 18-year-old. Featured on the podcast the week after that. Spoke so well, as if he was almost media trained for the moment. He's got some pressure on the ball there, and he's won that out of the sky, but Polonia for Michael Cullen able to recycle it. Picked up there, JP Parnell. So in taken long by Palacios. A little slip there by Ryan. A little shoulder into his man there. That was not deemed a free kick, and correctly so. Twisting, turning, and delivering forward. It missed a Ladabaya, picked up there by Mark Bergen, I do believe. Finds his centre-back partner, just the freshly faced 18-year-old Brad Huffsmith. As you can tell, I did mention all the Parklea juniors that are in this team, and it's no surprises to see whenever I get the opportunity to mention so many of their players have come through their own system. It's a very admirable way of playing and developing a squad, as De La Fuente sends that long from AYL BDSFA representative. Eden Bartolo picks that up, gets past the referee, and I think Zach Lawrence as well. In that 19 jersey, and the number 8 is the machine, Realm Walker. Had to be careful there, did Palacios, as Aladabaya was bearing down on him. So just 7 minutes into this one. No significant chances at either side. Good pick up there by the machine, who's a regular 10-kilometre and also half-marathon runner. Those are two of his favourite distances, so I've been told, by the man himself. Of course, an all-star in its inception year. Such an amazing achievement. Parklea it was. Jordi D'Alessandro's come up quite here to press on Lockie Nixon. That'll be a big task for him all day, but the number 22 is keen to it. Yet to see really Matty Elder get on the ball too much. Hasn't scored in the match of the round before, has Matty, but he's so constantly and consistently on the score sheet for Parklea. It's a really good ball in, a really good ball in is met by a really good header too. That's fantastic team play down the near side of Parklea, who reap the rewards of their patience and attack. Polonia find themselves behind. It's the only team that have beaten them this year, and perhaps we're seeing why once again. A fantastic diving header it was. Really, really special. And the ball in by the man we were just talking about in Elder was quite special. In fact, it was Hoffsmith who delivered. He came to the right from his usual central spot, and I believe he found Blake Joyner. Mark my words, it's Joel Hoskin, in fact, with that final header. Really lovely, lovely stuff. But now Polonia find themselves in behind a similar looking opportunity. Aladabaya is in the box. It's a bit too far-fetched for him. They're going to try and recycle it here. Maninder Singh just puts it back to the edge of the box, and Rion Walker is the one who kept it in, and he's going to continue on his press. The man who's got the assist, Ryan Hoffsmith, will now do that on Jakub Moiser. What a fast start for Parklea. Oh, great ball. Maninder Singh has some space to drive into. Great first touch. He's been tackled expertly well. Perfect timing. Polonia can appeal all they want. That was brilliant tackling. Here they go again, Michael Cullen. Although, of course, he's keeping them all on side, is Mark Bergen. Well, in fact, it's not Mark Bergen, it's... Well, this now, the goal scorer. Lovely stuff. Look at the triangles being made right in front of our eyes. Elder now back to Rion Walker. Given away by the goal scorer, but that's okay. He's in everyone's good books right now. Zach Lawrence doing well. He's put on a bit of muscle since we last saw him. He was batted into quite hard there, but what a ball it ended up being again. It was almost rinse and repeat. What a great ball that was by Zach Lawrence, by the way. So Polonia have to do the responding. They did so twice against Parklea. The first time these two played, it's put him low and flat and couldn't get the shot off Brad Hoffsmith. Delivered in again, Sean Foy. No, he'll cut back before delivering in. Oh, good ball, unmarked, and in off the post. Parklea get two in a matter of minutes. Brilliant work by Sean Foy, a little bit of luck. And it was just put anything towards the ball and hope for the best. And they found a second goal off the back of it. This is an amazing start. Well, maybe we're finally seeing them click into gear and find their best form. I spoke to Geordie on the podcast this week about peaking at the right time, and when we'd finally see them click, are they clicking here tonight on camera? Whoa, the resounding answer so far is yes. A long, long time left to go in this game, though. Can they extend on their lead? All the way back to the goalkeeper. Throw-in it will be. So Sean Foy delivered in. It was missed by Rion Walker. And I think Elder was going to claim it. Polonia dilly-dallying a little bit. Michael Cullen takes control of the situation. Deflection corner. And they want to take it quickly as possible. Yep, so Elder will claim that one. It's his first ever match of the round goal for the 23-year-old. Goes towards the front post, cleared there by D'Alessandro, I do believe. So 1 goal for Joel Hoskin on match of the round debut. 1 goal for Matty Elder. His first in 4 attempts on camera, but one that'll be so welcome in a game so important as this one. Well, if you're Brad Madonna watching this, first of all, you're delighted, and second of all, you have the hard decision of saying to the boys, well, do we sit in and hold this, or do we keep going for more while Polonia have the chips down? They've conceded 13 goals this year. That is the equal 4th best, although it is an 8-team comp. Blacktown St. Pat's have conceded 1 less than them. Glenwood have conceded 7 less than them. Polonia have conceded 6 less than them. Although that's just become 4 after today so far. Aladabayo finds Meninda Singh in space. This is the benefit of having a back 5. He was offside though, and Nixon would have had the easiest tap-in of his life against a team that he played so many grand finals against during his slightly younger years. There's great history between Lockie Nixon and Parklea teams of yesteryear. As the most recent goal scorer now into the box, across the face of goal, will it be a rinse and repeat again? He goes down, Sean Foy, who will claim the assist, I believe, for the second goal, even though there might have been a bit of a touch off of Rion the Machine Walker. Either way, what a fast start to this game. 15 minutes have absolutely flown by. It's the first time Polonia have been down 2 goals in a game all year. How will they respond to this? Someone's gone down there. I think that was actually Joel Hoskin. Aladabayo found that ball, didn't go in behind, so he was way too off momentum there. Picked up here by Captain Cullen. Up against the Machine. He goes for the crossfield switch of play. Always space when you play wing backs in this manner. Of course, no Shannon Cullen, so it's Adrian Letaire's job. Here he is now. He goes back towards Bartolo. Michael Cullen, Meninda Singh, who's got 2 match of the round assists. Picked up here by Jordi D'Alessandro. The former bartender himself felt something a little strange there. He's had to hunch over for a second. Big tackle in there by Rion Walker. Polonia looking quite worse for wear at the moment. They're struggling to make things tick 15 minutes in. Only a third of the way, of course, through the first half. Plenty of time for things to change, but Jordi D'Alessandro has got his hands above his head. He might have been winded in one of the coming-togethers. Who knows? Parklea loving life, though, right now. They're applauding every decision that goes their way, and they've got a chance to deliver in a set piece. They've got some tall bodies. Rion Walker will go up. Delivered in, nice and high, cleared away. Was there a hand involved there on Hoffsmith? Cleared away more convincingly that time. And then finally it's been cleared away where both teams will be able to reset. Flick on by Foy, who's come through the 20 system as well in recent years. Well, we spoke to Lockie Nixon about, on the podcast, him wanting to break the record of 27 goals in the league. Well, he's going to have to put himself on the path to doing that tonight if he wants his team to get anything out of this. Of course, he has got already. Ooh, as that was teetering on the 18-yard lines, but Zach Lawrence will win a free kick just outside of it. He's already got 16 goals, Lockie Nixon. He's only 11 away from the record, or at least equaling that. Parklea now are quite literally on the cusp of the 18-yard box. If they can get to half-time with a 2-goal lead intact at least, well, they'll be singing straight into the wall. That'll be a painful one, the sting of this kind of night. And that's put in a bit lamely. Out it goes. Just a goal kick, and Polonia and De La Fuente and goal are trying to kick on as quickly as possible. De La Fuente will clear. It was left there by Zach Lawrence, and someone from Parklea told him to do better next time. D'Alessandro, who looks okay now, has come here to the man who made it a 2-goal deficit. Great ball to find the unmarked Ryan Hoffsmith. Good footwork, the cut in between the legs. He's kept it somehow. He did a little bit too much. The experienced Kuba was on top of things there. Played short. Cullen picks it up. Past the first battering challenge. Parklea, too many players around for him to do it all on his own, despite his quality. And now a chance to counter. Important touch to slow them down a little bit. Kuba steps in as well. And they recover just about. Jacob Parnell, who was missing last week, but is back now. He was too busy getting married. It's not really a good excuse if you ask me. Well, those outballs to the wide channels are going to work at some point for Polonia, but it leaves them exposed at the back like this. Can he deliver again like he did for the first goal? That's gone really high in the air. Brave work by both Letaire and Rion Walker. Picked up here by Zach Lawrence. Emmanuel Aladabaye. Given to Michael Cullen now. Meninda Singh, whose family will be watching along from many different time zones around the world. Hello to you if you've tuned in. things slow down just a little bit. But look at the two here of Elder and D'Alessandro. They were just bent over, getting some air back in. So it's been hard work in the opening moments of this game down this near side for Parklea. Will that come to the benefit of Polonia later on in the game, perhaps? Space for Lockie Nixon to work with the ball, but he did too much there. JP's able to turn. He could turn on a dime. Maninder Singh back to Kuba. Or Jakob Moisa, if you like. That's a really good pass to penetrate through the Parklea midfield. And a chance for a diagonal run across the 6 here. And he tried the pot shot from distance. Will it warrant a corner? It will. Well, we saw Polonia concede from a corner in the first half of their last match of the round down this end of the field. Although it was a near side, left-hand side corner. This is from the right-hand side. Can they find a goal from it, perhaps, in this week's match of the round? Technically, they are considered the away side today. That's why they're in their darker black and red strips. Every single player, bar one for Parklea, back. The very quick Sean Foy has remained touch tight to the halfway line. Out ball, out swinging, cleared away. Of course, that to be a handball. It's been a decision granted by Lara Hogan. Some beeps of appreciation off of Eastern Road there. Flicked on there by Sean Foy. Another big coming together there. Slight concern, I think, for Ryan Hofsman, who's come off second best from that. Stayed down for the time being. Real concern now being shown. Well, let's take a moment to reflect on the opening 15 minutes as we cross past the 23-minute mark, and it was at that point that Parklea found themselves up by 2. Both times coming down this near side, so the left-hand side of Polonia's defence. Now, the first one was because Maninder Singh was up high, and they countered really, really well, Parklea. And Hofsmith's ball in was fantastic. He's such a translucent striker. So fluid in his position, isn't really limited to just being a central runner. And he put a great ball in, and it was such a lovely, lovely header. One of the first touches in his match of the round career for Joel Hoskin, who's a goal of the week winner, so his pedigree is quite high, of course. But then, as well, Matty Elder, and they might have to thank the football gods for a bit of fortune and luck. But I'm sure he'll be happy. Notches up his second goal of the season against Parklea. He scored in the 4th minute of that first game to give them the lead for the first time in that game here at BFP. And he scored the second goal on the 15th minute in an even more important match. Well, real concern turns into a real need for their bench to get warm quickly. I think it could be the end of Ryan Hofsmith's night. Unfortunately, it's a night cut short for a guy who's given so much to the Match of the Round audiences. You guys would know what he's capable of, you avid watchers, you. And now down to 10 men, they're going to have to deal with the fact that Maninder Singh is quick and direct and pacey and powerful, but not quite Usain Bolt. And he couldn't keep that last ball in. Down to 10, they're going to have to stay tight until Hofsmith's better. Or they find a replacement. I would imagine they would go to Blake Joyner off the bench, perhaps Hunter French, and move Joel Hoskin forward, bring Hunter in to play in midfield. 22-year-old Sparky could provide the spark off the bench. I've got to stop saying that. Maninder Singh as Polonia create their own triangles here on this near side. And a real press from Parklea, which is an interesting observation, I think, as that ball is sent wide. Crossfield switch, deemed offside, though, and it's another chance. It goes begging for Polonia. And just like that, though, a fast start it was, but we're at almost the 30-minute mark of this game now. Polonia have not really shown an opportunity where they could say, well, we expected a goal there. It has been all Parklea in terms of the chances going forward. As you touched, Geordie, really lovely stuff from the capable centre-back and right-back. Foul there, but I reckon Lockie Nixon would have wanted them to play on with an advantage there. And Polonia are asking that question. So it's a sub that's confirmed. Unfortunately, it is the end of the night for the number 9. I think that's Aaron Cruz who's come on, who actually scored a goal against Polonia the last time these two teams faced as well, which is a niche little fact for the former Tigers man, who scored a goal in his under-11s grand final as well, did Aaron Cruz. Maninder Singh, who's been their best attacking outlet all game. Still a long, long way from goal, though, as they cross back over in the opposite direction, their halfway line. Kuba picks it up here. Penetrating pass was snuffed out, though. It's given away by, so far, the match-winning goal scorer, Hoskin. Pot shot taken from distance on a whim. Space for Cullen. That's an onside pass. And free to barge forward are Polonia, and they take a shot that hits the side netting. Chance missed. Riley Cullen, who's actually playing as the right wing back in this game. It wasn't and isn't Adrian Laterre. He's more of the right-sided centre half. And cleared away by Garan Serrata. Last time he played with the cameras on this pitch, he was in an All-Stars jersey, making some 7 saves in the opening half against Blacktown Spartans, no less. Kuba Moisa. This man's dropped into the centre-half position like Tony Cruz. Picked up easily there by Jordi D'Alessandro. Past Zach Lawrence. Polonia clearly able to keep the ball, but to no avail. Handball called, handball given. Flat ball, picked up well by Cox. Brought down well by Nixon, but he slipped, but was still able to keep it in. Good touch, Bartolo. Turning and driving forward. Placing the simple pass now to Cullen. Man on his back, he gives it back to Michael Cullen, who will look to probably switch this one. That's happened a few times already in these opening 35 minutes or so. Living dangerously, but they've kept that ball in. Aladabayo, who's barely been about in the last 5 minutes or so. Aaron Cruz first big introduction to the game. And he plays that wide to Sean Foy, who drops in deep to receive. And can he run at defenders now with pace? Switch there by Zach Lawrence. I think it took a little touch off of someone in a Polonia jersey, and they've been able to pick it up, the Rams. Hoskin's been flawed in that challenge. There's been one left in there on D'Alessandro, I do believe, who stays down in the heap. Aladabayo, they're out of position defensively. This has to be a chance they take if they want to way back into the game, and they've fluffed their lines. D'Alessandro finally back to his feet, and it's been cleared to give him the chance to recover. Geordie stayed down. This is really concerning for one of the competition's really good guys. Guy who lives and breathes Parklea as the former Hunter Valley NPL representative. He's feeling the pinch of that last coming together with Michael Cullen. Well, a look at the live table would see Parklea go to 8 games, 4 wins, 1 draw, which would take them from 10 points to 13. And at the rate that they are ahead by now, would put them even on goal difference with Glenwood. But considering the fact that Glenwood have got the advantage over Parklea in the head-to-head, it would put Glenwood still on top based upon that. So Parklea, unless they find another goal, move temporarily at least to 3rd place, but another goal would put them up to 2nd and within 5 points of their opposition tonight. D'Alessandro is going to come back on, unfortunately, so I should say fortunately for Parklea, it's not going to be a second forced substitute in this opening stanza. Michael Cullen goes for that switch again. He finds Laterre, who's a capable winger. He wants to burst forward, I'm sure. Good ball in. Nixon was threatening. D'Alessandro back into the mix straight away. Bartolo took it out of the sky, but didn't take it under control. Sean Foy picks it up now. Sends it up the line for Hoskin, who keeps it in. Tried the cheeky back heel flick, and they ran out of space because Jakob Moiser was there. Polonia are staring down the barrel of just their 2nd loss of the season, and it would be to the same opposition. It's a little early in the season to make this comparison because it's about 45 games difference between the two, but Real Madrid have only lost to 1 team this year, and that's their crosstown rivals. They've done so twice, though. Once in the Cup and once in the league. As Real Polonia go forward now. That's an exceptional ball onside. The square to Aladabaya is on. He goes himself, Cullen. And that's the wrong decision, unfortunately, for the young 19-year-old. He had to find the square pass there. Aladabaya was threatening, Lockie Nixon was threatening, and they're both looking at him asking the question. They're asking him why this game isn't now 2-1 on the cusp of half-time. That's a question he'll have to answer at half-time in the sheds, I'm sure. Wow, big moment in the game. That's probably their best chance. That's probably the best chance of the entire game for Polonia. Well, a moment to look back on. Big tackle, called up. Polonia unhappy. Parklea feel that that was a deserved call. Joel Hoskin the first, Matty Elder the second, Ryan Hoffsmith off, D'Alessandro hurt, but still going. And yes, it's them who have the lead. Given away, Zach Lawrence, Aladabaya. Oh, he's quick. Emmanuel Aladabaya strikes. He's too early. Unbelievable decision-making twice in a matter of moments from Polonia. I think he thought he was either closer to the goal than he actually was, or he was under way more pressure than he actually was. He was clearly quicker than those around him. All he had to do was take one more touch and find a corner, but maybe the presence of the all-star goalkeeper in front of him put him off. Either way, couldn't make it 8 goals for the season. Just about the right pass. Bartolo is battling for a Cullen, and was in fact. Nixon now somehow come away that shirt pulled, free kick given. They're definitely trying harder to stop Lockie Nixon than they are any other player, aren't they, Parklea? Long ball attempted to find one of the wing backs again, but Parklea is starting to become keen to it, I think. Oh, that's a special pass. Elder now, oh, he puts far too much power on that. Chance missed. Even though they might go 2-0 up, they'll look at that moment there and think, well, that should have probably sealed off the game. I've seen 3-goal comebacks in this league before, so I will not speak too early. Space. Struck. Oh, and almost took a healthy deflection off of one of his own in Hoskin. Zach Lawrence, that was always going off target otherwise. Played short to Jakub Moiser. One centre back to another. Aiden Cox. Lovely pass. Meninda Singh. Great pass. Brad Hoffsmith's quicker though. And Emmanuel Adebayo was beaten to it for the first time in this game. Singh, who can take a great throw in, we know that. Struck from distance by Nixon. Hasn't had too many opportunities, has the number 10 for Polonia. Parklea take as much time as they're allowed to. Parnell gets there first. Great touch off the chest and great pass too to find his centre midfield partner. Cullen needs to be more involved. He'll take a shot. It's been blocked off. That one definitely stung the midsection of Mark Bergen. Meninda Singh delivers. Blocked off before it gained any momentum. The header to find Hoskin. Now to find Aaron Cruz. Asking too much of Foy though. Picked up here by Bartolo. Turns past Rayon Walker, who has done so much running. Forward they come now. Lockie Nixon finds his strike partner. There's a run happening inside. Adebayo is going to cut back in. Nixon takes it off him though, and it's been cleared. Michael Cullen picks this one up. Aiden Cox. Just about on the 40-minute mark now of this match. Moiser. Trying too hard there, unfortunately. Waited till the moment was right to find Elder running in behind. Good first touch. Can he get it under control? Good ball across. De La Fuente missed it. Just enough of a touch, I think, by Later to put it out for a corner. And Parklea on the counter, threatening. And they are looming large when they win it quickly and transition quicker. Well, 5 from half time. Maybe 2 minutes to add on, if that, for the injury to Hoffsmith and Alessandro. In towards the back of the goal. Oh, header in! Oh, and somehow it's missed. Parklea on consecutive corners. They're not going to get it, which means they did, in fact, get their head to that one. I think it was Cruzy, actually. Meninda Singh, again trying too hard. Picked up here by Hoskin. It was taken off him. Off of Polonia. Therefore, it's Parklea's ball. Elder takes it to his right fullback. This is Brad Hoffsmith, who's grown 5 inches since his first match of the round, I've been told. Delivered in by Geordie. A bit too hard hit, although it might fall kindly to the back stick for Foy. but Letaire was just as quick to it. So that's 40 minutes now played, ticked on by, and now an afterthought. If Parklea can continue this to the halftime whistle, we did say they wanted to get to the break with this 2-goal lead intact. They'll be singing happy, I can promise you. This has been a very, very impressive showing. Lovely, and now they have space to shoot. Didn't really get too much behind it, and De La Fuente will be grateful for that. Played short to Moisa. Taken off Cullen by all people. Wins it back with some great hustle though. Cruz though for Parklea. Ball sent in behind. You can see the bench of, and hear the bench of Parklea. They're jovial, they're having a good time, they're loud, but in the away end, Polonia a little shell-shocked. Little push by D'Alessandro, but it's allowed Menendez Singh to run at Hofsmith. He plays it square to Michael Cullen. He's past his man Foy. Cullen now delivers, and they're just not communicating in the final third good enough. Something they must discuss and figure out at half-time. This is very much unlike them. In fact, this is more like the Polonia we saw last year. The ones who could create so many chances but couldn't finish. This is reminiscent of that team. Can they get into the sheds at halftime? Yes, keep it as a 2-goal deficit, but can they switch themselves into gear? That ball clears the halfway line. Coming together in the air has resulted in a Polonia throw. Parklea are incensed. Michael Cullen. He goes back. This is Jakub Moisa. Look at the space for Menendez Singh. D'Alessandro is going to allow him to keep that space. Cox now calls Singh short. Plays it to Jacob Parnell, but even he wasn't too keen to it. That's a really good ball in behind, but the flag was raised straight away, even though Garen Serrata was all over that one. And Ladabayo has come off second best there as well, which is such a shame because he was offside and he's also come out injured from it. But he had to go for it. Really great goalkeeping work as well by all-star Garen Serrata. So Parklea have a quick chat amongst themselves. I think there might be closer to 3 or 4 minutes added on at the end of regular time. Ladabayo is okay. A little bruised perhaps. And we're back in play. D'Alessandro now crosses the halfway line on this near side. He's got multiple players ahead of him. He's just been able to run freely for almost 20 yards there. Played wide. Singh was strong. Corner it will be. Well, this is the position that they found their second goal from. Delivered in towards the front post, cleared away. Hoskin doing too much, wasn't really looking at those around him, he was looking at those ahead of him. And now Polonia, their own chance to counter-attack. Michael Cullen got the ball wrong again, unbelievable from him. D'Alessandro wants to go himself. Brought down by the number 10, who separated these two teams with his opening goal of the game. Moisa, Bartolo, his first year at the club, sent in behind. It's a foot race now. It's Riley Cullen on the far side. Ladabayo, Ronaldo chops into the box. And then another poor pass in the attacking third for Polonia, and Parklea love it. Absolutely love it. Alessandro's back down in the tuck position, you could call it.
Polonia come forward again. A goal at this point of the half would certainly change their thoughts heading into the sheds. But now Parklea want to counter themselves. It's a game of counters. Here they go again. Forward they strive. Who's the option for Zaki? Lawrence.
That was the call from those below me, and in the end he got it wrong. Oh, dangerous JP, but he's got the quality to live like that. Lockie Nixon's offside, terribly offside. D'Alessandro goes back to Garen Serrata. Here comes Nixon. Away goes the ball. There's Lawrence. Poor touch. Another one from the Youth Academy of Parklea. Zach Lawrence. Come close to a match of the round goal a couple of times as a defensive midfielder. Beninda Singh has a tiny bit of space to work with. Tries to curl it around Hoffsmith and D'Alessandro. In the end, he didn't even get past the right back. Michael Cullen says we're rushing, and I have to say I absolutely agree with him. They can just slow things down a little bit. They'll be probably find themselves with more time and space. This Parklea team have afforded them chances. That will bring us to the end of the first half. Parklea have themselves a 2-goal lead heading into the sheds, thanks to, of course, Joel Hoskin and Matty Elder. The first one was a lovely, well-worked goal. The second one might have been a bit fortuitous, but you make your own luck when you push defenders and tall bodies into the box from set pieces like that. Have a pop, they did twice. Polonia, the league leaders, they will remain league leaders no matter what the result is here today, especially since everybody else has had the day off due to the washout reschedules. But it's certainly a concerning one to have on camera because they are showing that they are certainly penetrable when you play them on the counter and hit the fullbacks in behind. Well, it's been an interesting first half. I doubt that that's going to drop off at all as we head into the second. Come back in about 12 minutes or so. We'll see you soon.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half not too far away from kicking off once again. The rain has withheld for the time being. It poured just a couple of minutes before the start of the first whistle, but now we're doing okay as these two teams settle into the second half. I can, in fact, confirm that no changes have been made. At least that's what my eye is telling me so far, but I'll keep you updated as the time goes on. That early injury concern for Jordi D'Alessandro, of course, then turned into a needed change for their number 9, Ryan Hoffsman, who had to come off, who did provide the second assist of the game. Polonia, have they been able to compose themselves in the sheds at half-time? It was Parklea who only after 5 minutes of the half-time break decided to make their way back out onto the pitch and move the ball around a little bit. Let's see if that keeps them and their momentum going on from that first half of which they were so brilliant. Zach Lawrence has given it away. Foul there early. Number 10, Joel Hoskin, of course, a goal of the week winner. And today a match of the round goal scorer. Huffsmith. Well, that in behind flick worked a couple of times in the first half, but Polonia were more keen to that one there as they get on the ball for the first time in this second stanza. Moisa. Nixon very close to the touchline here. That's an interesting little shift. Right now it's Riley Cullen who's heading the attack. Aladabaye off to the left, so the two strikers seem to be playing as the widest players for Polonia as this second half begins. Sent in behind towards Riley Cullen. Picked up here by big brother Michael. Ball in behind looking for Riley Cullen. Still 21's eligible. Emmanuel Aladabaye was not spilled by Garen Sarada, which was the most important aspect of that moment there. Kick out taken quickly. Leterre keen to it. Still Adrian Leterre. Good sliding challenge there though by Bergen, who's had a strong performance so far in this game. Lawrence does well. Bit fortuitous. He'll take it though. Little shirt pull. Can he find that diag? Aladabaye now defending. And he's up and away it. Won by Bergen, uncontested. Foy there. Poor pass. Polonia are able to start again. Offside flag raised. Well, in other situations, it would have been Shannon Cullen in place, probably of Riley, with all due respect to the 19-year-old. He's got a big opportunity to make this second half all about him. Grown up with 3 older brothers who would have absolutely shown him exactly what senior men's football looks like, probably from the age of about 5. Behind again. That's a really good ball. That is Riley Cullen now. He's got no one to really square it to, though. Does he do enough to win the corner? He does, says Lara. Aladabaye will deliver the in-swinger as the rain starts to settle here in Rudy Hill. 2 hands raised this time. That's gone really high, looping away from everybody. Really lucky. Nixon takes an interesting decision to take a strike straight on goal. He could have settled it, brought it under control. He opted not to. And sent away Sarada. flicked on really well there. Foy competing with it, with Letaire. Jakub Moiser, a champion of champions, 21's winner. Back it goes to Marcus de la Fuente. Ooh, living dangerously, but Kuba composed. Good stuff there by Aiden Cox. Lovely pass. Past the halfway line now. Aaron Cruz stood firm. Forward goes Riley Cullen. This is a chance for Emmanuel Adebayo, who finds, yes, the back of the net, but finds the offside flag raised again against him, and that's got to be frustrating. Questions being asked by, again, an incensed Polonia. How was he off? Well, because he was offside was probably the answer. Moiser, who's so often been the person spraying balls left, right and centre out of the defence. Cullen was bumped but was able to still find his top goal scorer and the competition's leading goal scorer. He's tried to deliver it in and he's got it horribly wrong, unfortunately. Confirmation as well. I have noticed that, I think in the 27 jersey, that's Taran Yohal who's come on. A former goalkeeper, of course. He's got some height about him. Confirm at the moment, I'm sure. Bartolo has come off, that's what I can confirm. No, forgive me. It's Meninder Singh who's come central. And Bartolo has dropped in even deeper. So no changes. Just that fluent front four that we've talked about so often. So the wing backs have come central and the strikers have gone wide. What a funny conundrum. Michael Cullen is still the free-roaming midfielder at the top of it, though. Here is Meninder Singh, who was so good at stretching Parklea's defence in that first half. Good touch of Adebayo, just outside the box. He's been tackled, though, by Jordi D'Alessandro. Polonia want to play quickly. Cleared away by Cruzy. The wind starting to pick up the rain. Now barreling into the commentary box here. That's going to require a window close. Forward come Parklea. The rain doesn't bother them. Strike on goal was always going wide. And the rain is absolutely pouring down. We've come under the thickest cloud of the day, you'd have to say. Wow, where has this come from? Oh, the players will be loving this. Meninder Singh in behind. Someone turned the windshield wipers on here at Blacktown Football Park. Good tackling. It is absolutely barreling down here. Singh has stayed down, although that could be any player. Well, I hope everybody bought towels. Luckily for you guys and myself, the players appear relatively unbothered. Play will continue on. They're both here to just win football matches. Apologies for any background noise you can hear as well. I'm competing to be able to hear myself. Lockie Nixon. He delivers it. He's got the pass, the cross, from again.
not been his second half so far. Oh, there's puddles falling all over the pitch. And in fact, if it gets any worse than this, I think we might even have to call the game. Polonia obviously want that to not be the case because they're behind by 2. Cullen will shoot from distance. It was never going to threaten Karen Serrata in goal. Blacktown Water Park is torrential. Leading though, which is great. Nixon slipped over. I wonder if that's because of the rain. Have we mentioned the rain? We've taken that was by Tom Palacio. I was getting to see him for the first time on the near side of the pitch. We'll take another one here. Kuba playing as the sweeper. Clear away, Eden Bartolo. And in the sin. Forward, a big coming together there. A head clash that was surely. Either way, Parklea will be the beneficiaries of this. They've scored, even with their player down. Parklea are 3-0 up, and surely home and dry, ignore the pun. What a night this is for Parklea. And now attention turns straight away to their player that had that head clash there. Polonia might contest and say, well, we stopped because a head clash should mean an instant stoppage of play. Either way, they're 3-0 down. And the rain settles. And may the windows open back up. Real concern here. I think it's Zach Lawrence. You'll have to bear with me. It is genuinely impossible to see out of the position I have at the moment. Well, he's back up to his feet, Zach Lawrence, which is very, very good. The goal will count, of course. Polonia, well, what a night this has been for all the wrong reasons for them. They go to the bench. I think David Cullen has come on for Polonia. He makes a match of the round debut with the number 2 jersey. Nixon goes back central. And the rain has really cooled down now. I can hear the players and what's happening now once again. Nixon now. That's a really good ball, and that's better than his previous 2. Mininder Singh, who's back out wide now. Square past Laterre. It's become a case of almost damage control now for Polonia, who have met their match in Parklea and don't look so fantastic now as Michael Cullen from distance smacks the crossbar. And it's once again a moment where it was too close, but no cigar. And that'll annoy Parklea. And that was his show of frustration there, Michael Cullen. Great footwork by Singh. Damanpreet Singh has come onto the pitch as well. He scored a goal, of course, off of the bench within a couple of minutes of the Newbury match of the round game. Maninder Singh. Damanpreet Singh. Another big coming together there. Michael Cullen definitely feeling frustrated now. Parklea asking for the official caution to be delivered. Confirmation of the third goal scorer for Parklea. It was their number 8, Rion Walker, who picks up his second ever match of the round goal. Both of his goals have come down to the left-hand side of Blacktown Football Park. One was from the spot, and one was an outside of the boot finish in the absolute torrential rain of about 5.5 minutes ago. Rion Walker again on the score sheet. Well, whenever they win games, Rion Walker tends to be on that sheet, you know. Cleared away. Daman Singh. Didn't find he could get the ball before Jordi D'Alessandro let it go dead for Parklea to take this throw. Throw in taken as Parklea look for what seems at the start of this game like an improbable fourth goal to separate these two teams. Daman Singh getting some words of wisdom from Henrik Moiser, the coach. They still think that they're in this game. Or if Parklea score from this corner, surely that will not be the case anymore. Ball in, headed towards goal, cleared off the line. And then cleared up and out for another corner. And the wind is picked up and the rain is now heading towards your screens once again. Oh, delivered in flat and low this time and cleared away. And then from distance, the first time strike blocked off before the 18-yard box. A shanked clearance. That one was a little bit better. And now finally, they can start things again. Parnell. A slip and a throw in for Parklea. Polonia have it back. Cullen's running in behind. Riley, that is. This is Daman Singh. Nixon threatening. He makes the run in behind. Can he deliver from the opposite flank? Now, he's cut inside. That's what he did against Newbury so often. But he hasn't been afforded that kind of time or space today. Moiser. David Cullen. Maninder Singh eventually got that under control. Bartolo, crossfield switch. Great touch out of the sky. Riley Cullen. Tackled there by Palacios. Here is Michael Cullen. This is Adrian Laterre. Now this is Jakob Moiser. Wants to play it long, you can tell. Now he strives out of defence. Oh, it's not even going to be his ball. Seems silly now. Hoskin, the match winner, don't forget. Living dangerously Palacios, but they've got the spring in their step, don't they? David to Michael Cullen. Past one. Expects the two. Still Michael Cullen. Tackled eventually. Trying to do it himself at this point. David's giving it away now. Michael back defending. Leterre gets there first. Cuts past his man. Good touch there by Riley Cullen. This is Lachlan Nixon. A Cottam Cup winner. A grand final winner. A goal of the week winner. And the record of the most amount of goals scored in a match of the round game. Ace Paluguru comes on. The voice of Western Sydney. Leterre. David Cullen is warmed to the speed of the game quite quickly. Leterre gets his pass wrong. It's that kind of night for Polonia. I'm sure they probably just want to get into the sheds. Parklea in no rush in the final 25 minutes of this game. Couldn't find Paluguru. Ooh, dangerous high foot there. Flag raised, whistle blown. Rain pouring. And Polonia are going to throw some numbers forward for this one. There's still plenty of time to mount a comeback. Moiser goes up. It's delivered in. A little flat for the front runners of Polonia. They'll have a throw in about 40 yards up the pitch this time. Long throw in taken. A push there. Parklea claim. They're not going to get that though. There was certainly an impediment there. And look who was running through on goal. And that was a smart foul. Probably yellow card worthy, to be honest. Sends away a corner. As Polonia just cannot deal with these Parklea attacks. Unbelievable. Polonia have not forced a significant save out of Garant Serrata all night. The only one that they did was one that was deemed eventually offside on Emmanuel Aladabaye, who's now off the pitch. Ball delivered in as quick as possible. De La Fuente rising for it. Can Parklea find a fourth? Polonia clear. And can they break? Forward goes Riley Cullen. Nixon was miles offside. It's just not happening for the Rams. Well, it's going to be an awkward change room after this, I think, because they've been in such good spirits. But there's a lot of big personalities in there, and we can only hope that they just discard this performance and this result and just pick themselves up and move on, because they've only got second place Glenwood next week. Well, technically now they're third place because the goal difference has swung Parklea into second. That's how tight at the top this table is. There's 8 teams and 7 of them are competing for 4 spots. And if Parklea continue on this kind of trajectory and performance level into future games, they'll be competing for 1 spot at the top as well.
Polonia, unfortunately, have just not arrived to the party today whatsoever. There's a short option from one Cullen to another. Michael will most likely take this now. It's taken a deflection, and that's the first significant save he's had to make all game. They're going to try and deliver away quickly because look who's running through. Moiser wins it off the top of his head. That'll be a painful one for sure. Down he goes. Joel Hoskins won the game, but here he's won the set piece. So the opening goal scorer to deliver the free kick. It's a good ball. It's been cleared away. It'll be a corner, I do believe. It will, in fact, be. Well, this is your warm-up for potentially a title-deciding match with Manchester City playing at 9:30. Unbeknownst to me what's happening in the A-League right now because my full focus is here. But I'm sure you've all got split screens going. What a night of football this could be. Delivered in by Foy, just about flicked away by Daman Singh. Cullen pressing hard. He's kept it. No runners in behind. Daman Singh picks it up. Later. Michael Cullen. So well done. He's flicked it on in the second half. You can tell he's motivated, but he can't do it all on his own. And Parklea clear again. De La Fuente being hounded. It'll be a goal kick. He plays it. Sent forward, good pass as Nixon drops in deep. Two former Pons boys connecting there. Let's head. Zach Lawrence now. A player in the match contending performance from the 23-year-old midfielder. Lumped forward. Flicked on Reon Walker. Moyes is asking his goalkeeper to come through. He's going to do some shielding instead. Rain continuing to come down. Just not as torrential as it was before. Meninder Singh's barely been involved the last 5 minutes. Here he is now. A miscommunication occurring. Parklea, can they benefit from it? No, it seems. Nice idea, but the execution was wrong. Can't get it right, the Cullens today. David's been tripped, and the referee agrees. That would have been a painful landing for sure. Moyes asking if the ball was kicked away there by Hoskin. On the halfway line, Michael Cullen being tasked with almost doing it all himself. Sends it wide to Ace Palugadu. Moiser. They've lost both halves of football here at the moment, Polonia. A pretty damning day 15 minutes to go, though. There's still time for things to change as Ryan Walker leads the press. Nice idea by JP, but the execution again wrong in that final third. Daman Singh in that 9 jersey finds Michael Cullen. There's a penetrative pass that's on to his left. He's going to go himself. He opted not to go down under any challenges there either. Delivered in, a bit more route one. Nixon was threatening. There is Riley Cullen looking for a first match of the round goal. Goal kick. Parklea go to the bench. Looking for some hard running in the last couple of minutes. See this out. I think that's Hunter French who's come on. And Blake Joyner who's come on as well. Actually has a goal versus Polonia in their first match. Well, here he is, Blake Joyner. Straight into the action. Elder. Ooh, got it over. Well over the crossbar. Good pass. Daman Singh now can strive. Good footwork. Zach Lawrence picks it back up and plays it wide. That's Hunter French for the first time. Look at the space for Sean Foy. Look at the space for Blake Joyner. Good block. Moiser goes down. He's okay though. It's been missed by Riley Cullen. Palacios. Oh, lovely footwork there by Aaron Cruz. A smart foul. Mighty strike from distance here. Well, he certainly thought about it. I would have. Good pass. And then tried to square it. Moiser got there as well as Palugadu, I think. Played short. Pass one was then fouled. Play goes on. Nice work, JP. Here is Daman Singh. A bit directionless. Cullen threatening. Joyner the fresher legs though. Aaron Cruz. Good pass. Foy under control, not. Nice touch, Letaire. Here's Michael Cullen. Will this be his time finally? Nixon's touch was good, but it was snuffed out. Look at how deep Jakob Moiser is. Look at the space now. David Cullen doing some closing down. Look at how quick they're moving down the far side. Ball's delivered in. This should be! Oh, and it wasn't. It should have been the fourth. Sean Foy. What a run it was, though. Picked up Joyner. Still Blake Joyner. Wants a second goal this season against this opposition. To go. Cruz sends it towards the commentary box and over it goes. I think we're out of footballs. Palugadu rectifies that. Cullen. Daman Singh. Good touch. Not the one he probably expected to make, but a good touch. Cullen. That's a good pass. Can Riley Cullen find one? Maybe the comeback is on. It's just not happening for them. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but it's just one of those nights where it's not happening up top. They've combined better in this second half, although a little less frequently, but that final touch or the final ball is just missing. And it must be frustrating. Big coming together there that Laterra's won. Polonia. Great footwork by the 18-year-old. Oh, there's flares and fireworks going off next door at the Wanderers. That's what you can hear. It's quite the light show. Joyner. Oh, great show of pace. Blake Joyner, my word, it was close. He has been so impressive in just his couple of minutes off the bench. He's got a point to prove. Well, that'll be a points deduction probably next door. Not here, though. Oh, lovely ball for Polonia. He's just been contested by Brad Hofsmith, who's had such a great game, the 18-year-old centre-back. Just that run before that almost found Sean Foy by Simon Hitchcock. So impressive for the 32-year-old. Who's scored goals in grand finals before himself. Zach Lawrence hustling hard. This could be the moment. Elder now so quick. Oh, and even he is feeling the pinch of 80 minutes of hard competitive football. Parklea go to the bench again. Or not. What a shift it's been, I think, for Joel Hoskin, who's coming off. I think it might be the number 25, Liam Gillies, who's come on, who has 3 free kick goals in his life. And the 25 jersey, in fact, is Liam Gillies. Delivered in, but it took a deflection. It's dropped about 5 degrees or so in the last 5 minutes too. Michael Cullen, might this finally be their chance? No, under hit. Moiser into the last moments of the game. They've got 10 minutes to mount something of a comeback. It seems unlikely. De Maradona from distance. And sent into the car park of next door.
Too much. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record. But we could be here for a couple of hours. I don't think Polonia would find the back of the net. I haven't a bad bone in my blood towards any of the BDSFA clubs, and I don't mean to be hypercritical of them, but in these forward areas, it's just not happened for them. And I think this is going to give teams around the grounds, especially with a dual loss in reserve grade as well tonight, it's going to give them that instigating feeling, that instigation that they can come back, and that feeling of they're not too far ahead, we can catch them. Blake Joyner, catch him if you can. Foul there by Moiser, who's unhappy with the decision. Or could there be a fourth here? Standing over at the number 20, Blake Joyner. He's got a goal against them already. He's got a three-man wall in the 19-year-old goalkeeper, Marcus De La Fuente, to beat. Clipped in towards the backstick. Foy was threatening, and it went wide by the Zenith commercial side. Daman Singh plays it short. Cullen's turned into danger. Jacob Parnell. Good stuff. Being tasked with a lot of hard work in the last couple of seconds, but Parnell's done well. Palugadu. Left-footed ball in was positive and cleared. Look at the space in the middle of the park for the ball to bounce. David Cullen wins it. He's hurt in that coming together there, the number 2. He's played almost the entire reserve grade game as well as David. And that'll roll through to the clean sheet owning keeper. Well, now there are merely just minutes to go. I doubt there'll be any added on time. There's no need. Foy. Oh, lovely disguise pass, and Joyner didn't get it right. It'll fall back to them, though. Well, it's been a well-contested match. There have been absolutely no quarrels, no questions asked, no contentious decisions that had to be made, no tense moments, but there have been 3 goals, and there will be one delighted squad here this evening, and there'll be one wondering where they went so wrong. Parklea mere minutes away from moving up to second on the ladder. Morgan Power Reserve will be beaming in blue tonight. Listen to the applause that they're receiving from their home fans. We're looking at 60 seconds now. Parklea's party about to begin. It's just sent away. Almost asking the referee to call it early, perhaps. Hoskin, Elder, and Walker guiding Parklea. Plenty of people would have expected a Parklea win. I don't think many people would have expected it in this manner. Can they find a mere consolation? Nixon, who's barely had a peep all night. Michael Cullen now into the box. He was slid into there, and the referee says they got the ball. And that'll be the final moment of the match. It's almost as if that final moment was picturesque of the entire 90 minutes that we lived through here. Parklea with a hugely important evening here at Blacktown Football Park, a venue on Match of the Round Day that they love to come and put on a show for. What a day it is. It's considered their home today in terms of their schedule, and they've treated it like home ground advantage. They started strong, and they did not lift their foot off the gas for not even a single moment. There wasn't a moment where Parklea had the territory in their favour, or the possession, or the momentum. They were good from minute 1 to minute 90, and they will reap the rewards of jumping up to second in the first grade ladder and really invigorating their reserve grade season with a huge win there too. It's a huge night for the Morgan Power Reserve boys and the juniors of Parklea, and those adopted juniors, as we called them as well, who have become hometown heroes at Morgan Power Reserve, will be looking at this saying, this is a night where perhaps we can start pushing for promotion. They said it was out of the question and they weren't looking at it, but I think they'll certainly be looking at it now. This has been awesome for their club championship hopes. Joel Hoskins' diving header was by far and away the goal of the day. It was the one that has also won them the day too. Hopefully Ryan Hofsmith and Jordi D'Alessandro are okay. There are some tired and sore bodies for Polonia's boys as well, especially the Cullen boys. Matty Elder's goal was fortuitous, but a welcome one. And Rion Walker in the torrential rain. Hopefully he'll have some sort of a good view of it when he does get to watch it back. Wednesday night, we're back here as Blacktown St Pat's returns to the midweek match of the round with a game against Town Rangers. This is not a catch-up. This is an actual scheduled in-round for a Wednesday night. And then it's Marion v Dooney at Harvey Park, weather prevailing, 6 p.m. this time next week. We will see you then. My name is Mark DePoli. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your night of Premier League football, and see you later.